And we start with some spring cleaning taking place in the Congress as two members of the U.S. House announced they are stepping down amid allegations. That's Texas Republican U.S. Representative Tony Gonzales and California Democratic U.S. Representative Eric Swalwell. Gonzales is retiring from Congress effective today amid ongoing allegations. In a statement posted to social media, Gonzales said, quote, "There is a reason for everything, and God has a plan for us all. When Congress returns Tuesday, I will file my retirement from office. It's been my privilege to serve the great people of Texas," Gonzales said. Now, lawmakers have increasingly called on Gonzales to retire amid allegations of inappropriate relationships with a staffer who later took their own life. In the following reports of alleged sexual harassment against U.S. Representative Eric Swalwell, a former member of Swalwell's staff telling the San Francisco Chronicle that the congressman sexually assaulted her. 3 more women have accused Swalwell of making sexual advances and sending explicit photos. Now, the U.S. House Ethics Committee announced Monday that it had opened an investigation into the sexual misconduct allegations against Swalwell, something he acknowledged on social media in his resignation announcement. Swalwell posting that he will, quote, "fight the serious false allegation made against him," and that he's aware of the efforts to bring an immediate expulsion vote against him and other members. He said, quote, "expelling anyone in Congress without due process is wrong," but he said it is also wrong for his constituents to have him distracted, and therefore he's resigning. Now, what can be known and when we can know it, not quite clear. But what is on the record from the Office of Congressional Workplace Rights shows instances of congressional employees getting settlements from a taxpayer fund that's paid out for different allegations of harassment and other poor workplace conditions. Now, while reports about Gonzales and Swalwell are fresh, the review of awards and settlement reports through the Congressional Accountability Act, nearly $500,000 has been awarded since 2020. And that's your money. Again, that can be found at the Awards and Settlements Report for Office of Congressional Workplace Rights. And various members of Congress having 5-figure digits going out in settlement offers from those. Now, that's $403,000 is just for members of Congress. That does not include the tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars since 2020 paid out for other congressional employees that may work for the Sergeant of Arms or may work for the Architect of the Capitol. Just members of Congress since 2020, $403,000 paid out in settling harassment or whistleblower complaints. A variety of different things can work into that. But Gonzales' retirement, that would further narrow Republicans' majority in the U.S. House. Republicans hold a 219 to 214 majority after Clay Fuller won the seat vacated by Marjorie Taylor Greene. California's 14th congressional district, where Swalwell represents, the East Bay area near San Francisco, they're going to hold a special election in his place. The governor's responsible for calling a special election within 14 days of a vacancy. Now, with Gonzales' departure, the majority for Republicans down to at 218, but again, how Swalwell's announcements that he's resigning impacts that grand total of Democrats versus Republicans, we'll see play out. Now, Texas law requires the governor to call a special election in the wake of a vacancy, but does not specify a certain time frame for the election. Once the governor calls for an election, it must occur within 36 days of that order.